Hi guys, today is February 18, 2021, and futures pointing to a lower open. Doesn't look like a good morning on Wall Street, and looks like we're gonna fall today. And actually, Walmart earnings came in lower than expected, and Walmart is a Dow component, and that took the Dow futures significantly down. But in general, yesterday market was trading lower actually in the morning, but then at the last moment before the market closed, the Fed minutes were released, and Fed pledged to maintain the easy monetary policy. But in general, retail sales were hot, and retail's price consumer price index jumped a lot. So that means that the inflation is showing its ugly head. So I mean, I see inflation in everything. I don't know how Fed is not seeing inflation, but I see inflation in all the items. Pretty much everything is prices are higher for every good category that I see. Okay, so but on a separate news, Texas is still sitting without power, a majority of Texas, and because of the freezing weather, and unemployment claims, jobless weekly claims came in higher than expected, 861,000 versus 773,000. So that's the worst number, and so altogether, that's creating a pullback on Wall Street. So let's jump to SPY ETF for S&P 500. And before we do that, if you want to see my trades on pretty much everyday basis, you can check out a link to my portfolio, my Patreon club in the description of this video, and drop me a like if you could, as it helps me with YouTube algorithm. So SPY is trading lower, at least futures are trading lower pre-market, and I mean there's no indication for SPY. I mean, it looks like it could pull back because we just ran too hot, and there was some profit taking going on, and especially based on the recent events and the recent numbers for retail and price consumer index, and actually Walmart earnings are not too hot, and so we're pulling back today. So, but in general, I don't see the trend changing, and I actually think that after several days pullback, we may actually resume the trend. Okay, so the same thing for QQQ. Okay, so QQQ ran a lot, and now it's pulling back a little bit. So that's a natural course of events. Okay, so let's jump to stocks, and of course we'll have to start with Walmart. Okay, so Walmart reported adjusted quarterly earnings of $1.39 versus $1.51 expected. Revenue did beat forecast, though, actually significantly. And comparable sales, store sales, also beat by being 8.6 versus 5.8 expected percent. And but the projection for this year is low single-digit growth, which was pretty disappointing for Wall Street. So Walmart shares are falling like 6%, 5% pre-market, and I wouldn't pick it up, unfortunately. And I have call spread on this, and but I wouldn't pick it up shares right now. I would let it fall more for a couple of days and then pick it up. Like I mean, the support is around 140, but then the next support is 200-day moving average line, which is about 136.82. So let's see if it can hold that line with 136.82. If it doesn't, it may go lower, but if it does, it may jump back eventually. Okay. SPWR, SunPower. Okay, SunPower double consensus estimates by reporting 14 cents per share versus 7 cents expected, but unfortunately, revenue fell short of forecast and issued weaker than expected guidance. I mean, SunPower shares ran a lot. I mean, a lot for the past year, and looks like it's going to come down. I mean, looks like the next support line is around $40, and it's probably going through that. And we'll see if it holds the 50-day moving average around $35. Okay, so $35 is probably where I would be picking up shares, and it pains me to say that, but because I'm a shareholder, because and I want the stock to go higher, but unfortunately the stock will probably drop eventually to the 35 $36 dollar area, and that's where I would pick it up. Okay, Twilio. Okay, so Twilio shares are rising pre-market like around 9% um, after reporting a profit of 4 cents versus 8 cents expected. Surprising analysts, actually 8 cents loss expected, sorry. Surprising analysts, and revenue came in well above estimates, and Twilio called the results of as broad-based diversified strength. So that's a very strong talk from Twilio, and looks like they can talk the talk and walk the walk. So Twilio shares are going higher, and it's not overbought or anything. So I would be interested in Twilio shares. I mean, and they can come down a little bit, you know. Because of the whole market will come down today, even though they're trading higher pre-market. So maybe it like if it comes down to like 430, that could be a good pickup for Twilio. Okay, so because the results were spectacular in my opinion. Okay, Baidu. Okay, so Baidu shares are trading lower, and even though they reported pretty good earnings, revenue came in well above projections. Was company cloud services seeing an increased demand, and but in general, I mean, it was sitting in a overbought territory, in my opinion, and it ran too hot. I mean, it just ran for so long and so high. I mean, trading at around at its high at $326. That's a lot. I mean, and they had good announcements. There was a good reason for that. I mean, for Baidu to trade that hot and that high, but right now, after the results were not I mean, the results had to be like perfect. They had to be like unbelievable, and they were good, but they were not fantastic. Okay, so shares are pulling back a little bit, but in general, I mean, Baidu is a very good company, and maybe a pullback could be treated as a buying opportunity. Okay, GTEC. Greenland Technologies. I mean, this this company is jumping. This company's stock is jumping today to like I don't know how many percent, like 500%, 300%. I don't know. It's difficult to count, but it's a Chinese company, developer and manufacturer of electric industrial vehicles and machineries, and it announced collaboration with another China company, South China Heavy Machinery Manufacturer, or in short. SOCMA to distribute industrial machinery in vehicles in United States. Okay, so that's the significant news, in my opinion, and stock is jumping pre-market a lot. And I don't know. I mean, I usually wait if you want to play this stock. I mean, I would wait for the open and to come down a little bit and then buy the stock. But in general, that's a pretty significant news for this company, this collaboration, and the shares may go higher. I mean, the shares will be higher today, but I would wait for this to come down to like under $20 at least. Okay, QUIK. And QUIK is the name of the company. QUIK. Okay, QUIK shares are higher after they announced an Amazon reference design that allows manufacturers to evaluate the Alexa built-in close talk experience. So basically, their platform allows other manufacturers to use Alexa and in other devices, pretty much, and they can also use like AI, and they can also use other things with this platform, QuickLogic platform. And I mean, they reported actually earnings recently. The earnings were not too hot, but this announcement actually is pretty significant to me. But they're trading in very deep overbought territory. So I don't know. I mean, it's tough to buy those stocks and when they're trading that high. But looks like I mean, it's high and may go higher, but I wouldn't buy the stock over $10, frankly, and especially in this market, I would let it come down a little bit before I jump into this. Okay, Tilray. Tilray shares are higher. Actually, it's reported actually pretty good numbers, better than expected quarter, a loss of 2 cents versus 15 cents expected, revenue beat. And in general, I mean, all these cannabis stocks were jumping several days ago, and Tilray was trading around $67, which is pretty ridiculous. But since then, it came down significantly, and maybe it's a good opportunity to get into the stock. I mean, it's not crazy overbought right now, and maybe it's a good time to step into this cannabis stocks and be a real investor. Okay, and all the other actually these. Bitcoin related stocks are falling today because I mean they ran so much. I mean, look at this stock SOS Limited. I mean, it was RSI around 94. Okay, and another stock is blockchain, of course, Riot. Okay, so Riot is trading lower, and it's RSI around 91. Okay, and another one is CON. RSI is also like crazy high. I don't know why it's not showing this, but that's not the right one. But doesn't matter. EBON is the one that I would be interested in, even though it's trading a little bit lower, but it's not as crazy overbought as other cannabis stocks. And this is the company that actually not cannabis stocks. Bitcoin stocks, and this is the stock that actually produces the machines that mine Bitcoin. Okay, so that would be my choice among those stocks, but in general, they're all like in deep overbought territory. Okay, and finally, Tesla. Okay, so Tesla shares are trading lower, and the news is that the Tesla lowered the prices for Model S and Model 3, but raised prices for Model X and Model S. So pretty much makes it neutral action for Tesla, but in general, doesn't look like Tesla is going to hold its 52-week moving average, but we'll see. I mean, it's around like 766, but we'll see if it can hold this. And but if it falls like around 750, I would pull the trigger and buy the stock. Okay, that's it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and I'll see you Monday.